Every gun is empty. Every blade is rusted. You empty the pillbox, sliding fingers over cold metal, and a boot prints the pavement behind you. That sound is simple. It detonates the whole chain. Breath hits your throat, vision narrows, your hands feel like someone else's. The harsh truth isn't the boot or the blade. It's this. In a collapse, your mind will betray you first. Adrenaline floods your system and your brain rewires itself for a single axis, survival, but not the thoughtful kind. Tunnel vision clamps down. Fine motor control disappears. Tiny adjustments vanish. Decision-making slows or panics. Your lizard brain chooses reflexes it thinks are useful, freeze, flee, or fight, but without the training to pick the right one. That 3-second window when your world narrows is the true battlefield. If you lose your head, everything else fails. Weapons, plans, even strength. You need to understand the physiology to beat it. Adrenaline changes blood flow, prioritizing large muscle groups and shutting down prefrontal reasoning. Your breathing becomes shallow and fast. Your hands shake. Your ability to track small moving objects, typing a code, unzipping, hitting a tiny target, collapses. That's why the first order of survival is mental inoculation. Train the panic out of reflexes so the body moves even when the brain is trying to shut down. The body, when understood, becomes the solution. Think of your skeleton as a built-in toolset. Frame, lever, anchor. Muscles are springs that store energy. Joints are hinges and fulcrums you can use to redirect force. The kinetic chain is the big idea here, the way force moves from your feet, through your hips, through your core, and out through your limb. If you swing only with your arm, you get foam. If you connect foot, hip, and shoulder, you get weight behind impact. Kinetic chain means power is cumulative. It's physics, not bravado. Align your fist so the first 2 knuckles take the force. Tuck the thumb. Keep the wrist straight. If your wrist bends on impact, you risk injury and lose effectiveness. Your mind notices the pain and locks up. Drive with the back foot. Rotate the hips. Exhale on impact. That stabilizes your core and cuts off the oxygen surge that feeds panic. These cues are short, so they survive under stress. Keep the fist solid, step the foot, snap the hip, breathe out. Practice them so they become reflex, because reflex will still work when cognition narrows. You will not be trading blows for sport. Every action is about creating an exit. Think of offense not as punishment, but as a way to make distance and disappear. Use targets as exit creators, brief, blunt, functional. The eyes disrupt focus. They're short, disorienting segs that buy space. The throat compromises airway and pauses an attack. It's dangerous and must be last resort. The groin removes progress by taking away the attacker's base. Knees break mobility and end pursuit. The base of the skull can stop someone fast, but it's a serious escalation with high risk of death, so it remains the final unwilling option. When considering targets, weigh legality and morality. Your goal is escape, not revenge. Any technique can be lethal. Any strike can leave you injured or facing legal consequences. Train with professionals. Understand local law. If you value your life, also value your future outside that fight. Defense starts before contact. Distance is your friend. Keep your weight low, knees soft, center of gravity down. A lower stance makes you harder to topple and keeps your limbs ready to shove or sprint. Parry rather than block. A block absorbs and returns force directly. A parry redirects it away from your center. Blocking invites damage and jams your sensors. Parrying preserves options and calms the brain with predictable feedback. Head movement matters. Small rhythmic slips and slides reduce the chance that a strike lands and give your mind micro successes that prevent total panic. These tiny wins, avoidance, redirection, are mental anchors. They tell your brain that control still exists. Grip breaks are a balance of physics and pain compliance. Attack the thumb. The grip's leverage is weakest there. Strike, twist, shove. Choose the method that uses body weight and angles, not brute fingers. The body is strongest when you use levers, not lidless strength. If someone's heavier and stronger, you still win by breaking balance, using angles, and creating space to run. Never commit to a prolonged exchange on the ground unless you're confident there's no better option. Ground mechanics are about leverage and the single objective: get vertical. If you find yourself on your back, use the bridge and roll. Bridge, drive hips up, trap an arm, and roll through. Bridge the hips, collect the elbow, create the angle, and get your knees between you and the threat. The trap and roll from mount is the same principle inverted. Bridge hard, trap the near arm or leg, and use hip torque to reverse position. Use legs for power. They're the biggest muscles you have. If someone pins you, hook their leg with yours, bump and scramble.
Always use the legs to create space for a scramble to feet. Standing gives you mobility and options, location, line of sight, escape routes. Staying on your back is a losing strategy unless the only exit is dead ahead. Remember, any ground move can injure you executing it. Fingers get crushed, ribs bruise. That's acceptable risk only when it buys you a chance to run. Train those moves so they feel second nature. When the brain goes hot, practice pathways get you upright. Stress inoculation is the psychological weapon against collapse. Your brain learns through repetition. If every stress reflex is novel, panic takes center stage. Design drills that are short, repeated, and progressively intense. Start with basic cues. Stand, drop your hands on a left jab, parry, snap back, exhale.
Iterate until the sequence is automatic. Add movement and unpredictability. Have a partner throw random light strikes while you manage distance and counters. Increase tempo and simulate breathing constraints. Box breathing is the immediate counter when panic spikes. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. Repeat. It forces your autonomic system to re-regulate and gives you a rhythmic anchor. Navy SEALs use it because it's simple and it works under pressure. Practice it until the pattern lives in your lungs. When you hear a boot, start the breath. When your hands go jelly, force the breath. Pair breathing with micro drills you can do alone. 5 controlled punches into a heavy bag. Focus on the kinetic chain, not the flash. 3 quick parry-shove combos while you shuffle laterally. 10 tempo planks with hip shifts to ingrain low center of gravity. Short, repeated, high-intensity chunks build the muscle memory that will operate when the mind stutters. Stress inoculation can be as simple as sprint intervals while wearing a weighted vest, then immediately practicing parry and escape drills. Make discomfort predictable so your brain stops labeling it as catastrophe. Footwork is a forgotten survival tool. Muhammad Ali wasn't just showboating. His footwork changed angles and energy transfer. Small steps are better than lunges. Step to create angles, not to trade power. Push off the rear foot to add torque. If you commit both feet forward, you become a predictable, heavy mass. Maintain lateral mobility. When the world tightens, mobility buys time for the mind to re-engage. When you strike, aim through the target. Punch through, not at. Imagine the target as a plane behind the attacker. Your power continues beyond it. That one mental image helps your body commit the kinetic chain. Hip rotation, drive from the ground, shoulder follow-through. Exhale on impact. This reduces the internal pressure spike and keeps your core stable. If you're breathing shallow, your body's feedback loop ramps panic up. Controlled exhalation is both biomechanical and psychological. Never ignore the risk to your own body. Poor alignment breaks hands, and hitting the skull without torque can fracture your wrist. Use your body weight behind strikes, not reckless arm flails. If a hammer strike would hurt your hand or wrist, you're better off creating space with a push and running. Emphasize strikes that minimize defender injury risk. Palm heel to nose bridge, hammer fist to collarbone, knee to thigh or groin. Each by separation without requiring a perfect closed fist strike. Train these under supervision. If you injure yourself while trying to save your life, you may not make it off the scene. Legal and ethical reality sits alongside physics. This content is for emergency survival contexts. Some techniques can be dangerous or illegal outside life or death situations. Seek formal training and understand local law.
Use force only to create an exit and preserve life. Yours first. Small, tactical habits protect your mind. Visualize failure scenarios and rehearse the single best response. Breathe, create angle, compress a target for exit, run. The visualization itself conditions the brain. Make fear predictable by naming it. I will feel the heat. My vision will narrow. My hands will tremble. Labeling reduces the amygdala's surprise response. Acceptance changes the story from catastrophe to challenge, and that shift preserves function. Here's a practical drill sequence you can do in a small space. Warm up with mobility, ankle circles, hip hinges, shoulder rolls. Drill 1, 10 in and out footwork reps. Step lateral left, strong base, recover. Lateral right, recover. Drill 2, partner or bag throws light jabs. Parry, counter with a short cross using hip drive, then immediately run 2 steps and stop. Drill 3, from your back, practice bridge and roll 3 times each side. Hips up, trap, roll, scramble to knees. Drill 4, 5 sets of box breathing for 1 minute between rounds. End with a slow, controlled shadow session, focusing on crisp knuckle alignment and clean exhalation on every shadow strike. Short, brutal, consistent. Repeat this 3 to 5 times a week. Stress increments. Add a short sprint or weighted vest as you progress. In a collapse, you will not get a clean fight. You will get noise, crowds, confusion, secondary threats. Train situational awareness like a muscle. Scan before you move. No exits. Always have multiple. Plan a path as you clear a room and rehearse that exit in your head. The mind that remembers an exit under pressure is the one that survives. There will be moments when fear feels like a physical force squeezing thought out of your head. That moment is your crucible. You can prepare to lean into it. Muscle memory combined with breathing and a simple checklist. Anchor, angle, strike to create exit, run. Give structure when cognition narrows. The simpler the plan, the more likely it executes. Complexity kills in 3 seconds. Keep rituals short. Breathe, move, make space, go. You will lose most fights on the mental level if you let stories take over. Heroics, revenge fantasies, indecision. The ethical stance is stark. Escape first. If that means abandoning possessions, do it. If that means using a painful but non-lethal strike to create a lane, accept the trade-off. The calculus in a collapse is survival of personhood and life. The final truth is both brutal and hopeful. Your hands, feet, and body can be weapons, but the primary instrument is the mind. If your head goes dark, the body's training is the only thing that can retrieve you. So train your mind first. Stress inoculate so the amygdala coughs up control and lets practice motor patterns run. Train the body second, with simple, repeatable biomechanics that favor leverage, balance, and escape. Practice the box breath until it's a lifeline, not a lesson.
If this is snapping something in you, the desire to prepare, to be the one who moves instead of freezes, subscribe for no-fluff survival training and practical drills. That's the place to start. One last uncompromising note. You will hurt in training. You will get scared in drills. That's the point. Controlled pain and fear teach the brain what panic feels like and how to respond. But always train with competence and caution. Seek qualified instruction. Understand legal boundaries in your area. These methods are for emergencies, not for harassment or retaliation. When the boot hits the pavement behind you, make the split-second decision that separates predator from prey. Breathe to steady the flood. Use your skeleton and kinetic chain to move weight, not flail. Parry, create an angle, strike only to make your exit, and run like the future depends on it, because it does. Train the panic out of your reflexes. Repeat until your body knows what to do before your brain can argue. The world may collapse. Your mind doesn't have to. Prepare it, train it, then use your body to disappear. For daily practical drills and stress inoculation routines, follow the channel and build the habits that keep you breathing, moving, and alive.